We're supposed to just talk a little bit about the market recap. Okay, so for reals. So we'll go into PPI for tomorrow, right? So PPI, um, it's the price index, right? That goes into CPI, the consumer price index. So what PPI is, um, how much we expect to inflate the price of goods, right? The price of groceries and gas and all that stuff. So with PPI, I don't really go too far into PPI. If it's a good PPI, if it's a bad PPI, that one I really don't look into. I just look at how market structure is aligned, and I look for what I normally look for, which is I look to attack previous day EQ and then use previous day EQ as a crutch to either go higher or lower, right? So what I want for tomorrow is what the same thing that I wanted for today. Now I don't necessarily want the news to drop us. If it drops us, that's okay. But I want to see us rebalance some of this inefficiency some of this imbalance that was created. So if we take out our mapping tool, right, and we use just the previous day, not the low to the high, but just the previous day, right, which is Asia low, right, to New York high, we have our equilibrium set here, right? So this is the level that I'm looking for shorts. Now, if we trade underneath 21,616, if we trade underneath it, just like I showed you, we use it as a resistance turn support, which I forgot who asked. I was just looking right now. Boss Bird, right? This is that same level. Boss Bird, look, it's that same level. Excuse my my drawing tool, but this is that same level, right? Remember, it's just a zone now because we broke the level, but it's actually important because it's also equilibrium of the previous day's range, where I like to look for trades, or I like to let the market settle and attack one side. So for me, for tonight, right, I would love to see us balance out some of this that we created, tap into fair value, and then from there, I want to see how the market reacts. I want to see what the market does. Is the market going to accumulate above equilibrium, which is going to lead me to believe, right, from what I've seen, that we're going to continue lower. We're going to accumulate all the people who think we're long, and we're going to spike up and drop, right? Or is the market going to drop us down to equilibrium, past equilibrium, and accumulate underneath, where I believe we're going to take everyone out who is short to come back up to take all-time high? Because we only have 10 more trading days, right? So we got 5, 10, Christmas we don't trade. I'm not sure if Christmas Eve is early, and I'm not sure if New Year's Eve is early. But we only have the 13th and this week, right? 6 days. And so we're going to say we only have 11 trading days left. Why not end? Why not let the algo end 2024 breaking all-time high continuously, right? Break it, drop, break it, drop, break it, drop. There's only 10 trading days left. That's what I think. During the regular months, I love to see um I love to anticipate a sell off at the end of the month. So that way you can get your books, right? That way whoever trades institutions and banks and they got millions of dollars in share trading and leaps and all that stuff, right? When the month ends, why not, liquidate your holdings so that way you can show your boss that you have a good portfolio, or show them your cash on hand. That way you can start the new month and get into new positions with all the capital gains that you've accumulated in the month before. But the end of the year, right, why not raise the price of everything? Like everything is there's a big mask on the economy right now, right? I'm sure you guys follow the news, but a lot of people are only buying just straight essentials, just the stuff they need to survive. Nobody's going out and buying new cars. There's not a lot of people buying new homes, right? A lot of people are renting. People are liquidating their gold and their silver. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure if you guys read the news, or subscribe to any newsletters, but everybody is being very frivolous, right? They're buying only what they need. They're not filling their tank up. They're only doing half gas so they can get to where they got to go. So everybody's being very conservative. So why not pump the market to give the illusion, right? And again, this is just what I'm thinking. Give the illusion of a good economy, and then guess what? January comes in and we give some of it back. That's what I'm thinking. So for PPI tomorrow, and I'm not sure, I haven't looked, but I'm pretty sure there's another Fed talk or something before the year ends. But why not drive price higher so that you can have a stellar December, right? And you can report out great earnings. So I want to see us drop to that 616 level, right? Remember, that's the equilibrium. And I want to see what price does here. If news takes us higher, that's fine, right? Then we look for longs above all-time high, right? What what have we done every time we broke all-time high? When we broke it, we rallied. We broke all-time high, we rallied. We broke all-time high, we dropped. We broke all-time high, we rallied, broke it, dropped, and then look at here. When we broke it this time, we rallied. So what I'm looking for is going into tomorrow, I want to see us take all-time high again, but I would love to see us drop to that 616 to give that false sense of security or that false sense of direction that we're going to continue lower. But instead, everyone who's short, right, just like this, we accumulate, everybody stops, and then one last hurrah to go higher. So this is what I would like to see. Same thing as yesterday. It falls in line with our higher time frame market structure, right? So a nice retracement leg down makes a little bit of sense because of what we did here, right? This was also news. We balanced it out, right? I believe this was also news. We came back up, dropped down to equilibrium, right? So what happened here is what I would love to see happen here. So going into tonight to tomorrow, I'm looking for shorts. We'll see what happens here, but I'm leaning more towards longs and taking out all-time high one more time before the month ends, which we have, like I said, 10 more days. You guys got any questions? Frugal. You guys are so dirty. So like I explained, Guam, just like today, right? We did the first half of our analysis, just like right now. We'll just say tomorrow, tonight we just straight rally. The same thing, right? I'm looking for us to drop to this level to go higher. So what would be my trigger to go higher? That's what we got to look for. My trigger is just breaking all-time high. If we break all-time high, I'm going to be bullish. I want to see more price. I want to see price do what it did today, jump up another 200, 300, 400 points. If we do decide to drop overnight, or if news does decide to drop us, I want equilibrium to be our stopping point. I want 616 to be where the market reacts as and anticipate, and I want to anticipate that the market is going to say that the price is fair here, and it's going to drive price higher. Same thing that happened here. I wanted it to drop to 316. It didn't drop. I had my trigger, right? My trigger to go long. Coincidentally, right? Maybe a coincidence. What happened at equity open? We played around a little bit right at that level before rallying up. So what I would love to see tonight, going into tomorrow, is I would love to see us drop and then go higher. If we fail to drop and overnight we go high, when we break all-time high, I'm looking for more long setups. And when I look for a long setup, I look for a retracement down, right? So if we break this high, I'm looking to come back down and tap that high that was created, all-time high, to use it as support. I'm looking to use this as what? A breaker. And if we rally fast enough, this is going to create what? this is going to create a unicorn, right? And then remember that fair value gap, that breakaway fair value gap, we can also use that breakaway fair value gap as an inverse. When we break above it, it still falls in line with the unicorn. But if we're just using a straight inverse fair value gap, when we break above it and we come back down and we trade into the range, we can use it as a support. Once we break this support, we have another one here in the form of this inverse. We can take it to go higher, right? Once we break all-time high, I'll be looking for some type of retracement lower to get into the trade to go higher. Or, and again, this is like the fourth time I'm gonna say it, I don't recommend it. Or when we break all-time high, let's say we start breaking it now, mark it in, go really light, because chances are, right, and this is not me saying I know exactly what's going to happen. Chances are when we break all-time high, we're going to create a nice rally where you can move your stop with you, and the second it retraces, right, you can move it aggressively. The second it starts dropping down, you get stopped out and you take a nice little gain here, and you could be done with the day. You could be done with tomorrow. Don't even have to worry about news or nothing. Be done. Switch to paper, you could back test. So my trigger tomorrow for more bullish price is above previous high a day. My trigger for lower pricing is, we all know now, is 616, right? Because that's equilibrium of yesterday's range. And then if we tag previous day low, just like we did with that 424 level, right? Remember the 424 that we tapped? And I explained if we tap 424, we're going to go lower. We have the same thing here, right? This is going to be my, super short level. If we break this low tomorrow, that's like what? Right now we're at 770. This low down here is 400 points. If we drop far enough to break this, I think we will continue the sell-off because that's a big drop. No recovery if we drop past equilibrium is what I'm looking for. If we drop past 616, I'm looking to take 616 down to 358, and then from 358, I'm just looking for a dive. But I want price, like I said, I want price to be held up by that equilibrium, because again, I'm a very big fan of price moving from equilibrium to equilibrium to equilibrium, equilibrium, so that it can keep continuing higher and higher and higher, right? EQ, EQ, right? I want to see price continuously bounce off EQ like we have done. Remember the 4 hour that I showed? The 4 hour imbalanced area that I showed, right? Which was this one down here. Sorry, this 4 hour. We had this 4 hour mapped out yesterday. And where did we end up bouncing, right? Remember that? That's the fair value. That's what I showed you in that diagram going up, right? We came up, we dropped, higher, drop to fair value. Higher time frame, this is where our high and low is. We came up, high, low, high, right? Where is this going to bounce? Come down. 616 is equilibrium to continue higher. It takes buying new cars. Oh, for reals. Yeah, it's if you just map out 616 GGTR, if you pop any trend line, right? Or if you drop this one, which is the horizontal ray, if you just double click on it, you can go to the coordinates and you can just type it in, right? So 21,616, and it'll plot it for you. So if I mess it up, I moved it. Oh, I remember it's 616, but I want to be precise, right? 616, hit OK. It'll drop you back down. Oh, I created a different number. 22,616. But you want 21,616. Same thing with this little level here, right? If you go to your coordinates, you can make the beginning, right? If you wanted to make a trend line, you could do like 24, 600, the 24,700. And it'll make like a little trend. But yeah, if you use that horizontal array, right, and you know where you want your level, you can just go to your coordinates and type it in, which was 21,616, and it'll drop it for you. That way you don't got to sit here and hold your drawing tool and try to get it right on 616, right? You can just put it anywhere and then just do 616. Makes it way easier. Cool. You guys got any questions? I'm gonna pause the recording.